Nobody ever can tell that me and her are trans.
Jasmine Marino and her boyfriend Ryan Saeed look like any other young couple, except both of them were born the opposite gender.
I like the fact that Ryan's transgender too. When I'm going through like a rough time, he understands me.
And while they're happy together now, growing up transgender was tough.
My family, they didn't accept it at all. They gave me a really hard time. They said I was a disgrace to their family. And at one point, they took me to a lot of psychiatrists and therapists and thought I was sick in the head or something.
25-year-old Ryan was born a girl named Sarah.
Growing up was like really hard. I didn't know who I was, and I just knew something wasn't right in my family. My parents always used to force me to be girly, or I always was into boys' clothes.
I thought it was a phase. When you're a teenager, you do go through phases.
Eventually, his family came to accept him as Ryan rather than Sarah.
Do you ever think of me as Sarah?
I think just by name.
I think it's just a habit. Right?
Yeah, I think it's just a name thing, not the physical Sarah.
But at least you're trying.
We knew something was wrong. We weren't quite sure, and I think when we found out once that he was dressed like a boy, we were a bit confused.
With the support of his close friend Emilio, who's also transgender, Ryan was able to begin his transitioning process.
I believe I've helped him for it quite a bit. I introduced him into like the whole hormone therapy, replacement therapy. I talked to him about like surgeries and the things that he could do to change. We always talk about, you know, what's going on in our lives, how we feel about it, and if we're having a rough time, we talk to each other about it.
Jasmine too knew from a young age that she was transgender.
I always liked to play with Barbies, and girl stuff attracted me more. The boy stuff just didn't seem right. I've always known since I was like maybe in kindergarten. At age 16, I would hang out with this transgender girl, and I always wanted to be like her. I would talk to her about how she came out and everything like that. I remember one time I talked to my brother's wife, and she told me that just be who I want to be, and it was okay to not care what people say.
Ryan and Jasmine found each other on Instagram and chatted on Skype for a month before deciding to meet.
She messaged me first. I wasn't into her because I thought she was like, you know, those legally blonde girls. I'm like, you know, let me give it a try. Actually, I just kept talking to her, and actually she was the most sweetest girl I've ever talked to. Honestly, I think it was love at first sight. I couldn't stop staring at her.
But it's not just Ryan who's paying attention to Jasmine.
A lot of guys, they message me, people from my old school too. And a lot of guys hit on me.
When guys give her attention, I feel like she's beauty and I'm beast, and it's like, that's what I feel like people, that's how they see us, because she's beautiful.
I try to make him feel more of a man. He's just like any other guy. I like making him happy.
While Ryan has been living as a man for 4 years, Jasmine started transitioning just 2 years ago.
I'm on testosterone. It's called the Letestrol, and I have to take it every 2 weeks, and I get it injected.
It took 2 months to grow my breasts. Not fully, but there was little buds. I was really, really, really happy.
Neither of them has undergone full gender reassignment surgery yet, but they want to get married and plan on having children using Jasmine's sperm and Ryan's eggs.
At first, being intimate was kind of hard. It was different, but then we found our ways. We plan to get some surgeries first before we have kids. If it comes down to where we can't have kids since our hormones like affect that, then we'd probably adopt.
Whoever's going through what we're going through, I would tell them, you know, hold on, don't give up, talk to someone. There's at least one person out there that will understand where you're coming from,